Hello, you are welcome to this interesting topic on density and relative density. The question I have here says a solid weighs 18 gram in air, 6 gram in water, and 9 gram in an unknown liquid. Calculate the relative density of the solid and B, density of the unknown liquid. Now, let the weight in air be represented as W1, and that is equal to 18 gram. That is the weight in air, W1. And then let the weight in water be represented as W2, and that is 6 gram. Weight in water, 6 gram. And then let the weight in the unknown liquid be W3, which is 9 gram. And then we are asked to look for the relative density. That is question A. Relative density of the solid. And that is the question mark that we are looking for. Now, we should recall that when we have weights like this, the formula for relative density is given by relative density of the solid is equal to the weight of the solid in air over the loss of weight in water. So the loss of weight in water is W1, which is weight in air, minus W2, which is weight in water. So this is the formula for calculating relative density of a solid when immersed in water. So the weight of the solid in air divided by, this is the loss of weight of the solid in water, which is the weight in air minus the weight in water. So with this formula now, we can go ahead and solve for the relative density. So W1, we can see that is 18 divided by W1 is still 18 minus W2, which is 6. And then we can work further with that and say 18 all over 18 minus 6 is 12. And in its lowest term, 6 can go. 6 in 18 is 3 times, and 6 in 12 is 2 times. So we have 3 over 2. That is the relative density. And 3 over 2, we can now say relative density of the solid is equal to 3 over 2. And 3 over 2 is same thing as 1.5. So this is the relative density of the solid. Relative density, don't forget, relative density has no unit. So it is simply 1.5. And then now let's move on to the B question. The B question says, find the density of the unknown liquid. So we have to find the density of the unknown liquid. Now, the formula for finding the density of a liquid when you have solid immersed in water and in the liquid is given by relative density now of liquid is equal to the loss of weight of the solid inside the liquid divided by the loss of weight of the solid in in water. So it becomes W1 minus W3. This is the loss of weight in the liquid. The loss of weight of the solid inside the liquid. Now, divided by the loss of weight in water. That is W1 minus W2. So, this is the weight in air and this is the weight in the liquid. So, W1 minus W2 will give us the loss of weight in the liquid. This is the loss of weight in water. in the water. So W1 minus W2 will give us the loss of weight in water. So this is how to find the relative density of a liquid. So it becomes this formula: weight in air minus the weight in the liquid, all divided by weight in air minus weight in water. So take note of this formula so that you'll be able to apply them when you see them in any question. So we can walk further and say is equal to the weight in air. Looking at the values now, the weight in air is 18, the weight in water is 6, and the weight in the liquid is 9 grams. So we can go ahead now and substitute these values. So weight in air 18 minus weight in the liquid, which is 9, all divided by weight in air 18 minus the weight in water is 6. And then we can go on and say 18 minus 9, that is 9, all divided by 18 minus 6, which is 12. 9 over 12 in its lowest term. 3 can go, we have 3. 3 can go in 12, we have 4. So it will give us 4 over 3. And then in decimal form, we can now say the relative density of the liquid is equal to 3 over 4. 3 over 4 in decimal is 3 over 4. So this is 3 over 4. So 3 over 4 in decimal is 0.75. But don't forget, the question did not ask us to find relative density of the liquid. Rather, it says find the density of the unknown liquid. So now that we have the relative density, because we have to calculate the relative density first. Now that we have relative density, we now have to convert relative density to density. So we will now say density, that is the density now of the liquid, will be equal to the relative density, which is 0.75, times 1000. Don't forget, to convert relative density to density, you simply multiply by 1000. And this 1000 is the density of water, which is kilogram per meter cube. So this is the density of water. So to convert relative density to density, you multiply it by the density of water, which is 1000. And that will give us the density of the liquid as 0.75 times 1000 will give us 750 kilogram per meter cube. So this is the final answer. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and share this video so that others can learn from it. And then subscribe also so that you get more videos from me. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.